Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the podcast, Talk Your Mind. As you all know, is your favorite host in the person of C-Treat, aka Mamba Mentality. They also call me the unregular local man. And today, before I introduce the beautiful guest in our midst today, I'd like to introduce your favorite co-host in the person of.
All right. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Like you know, my name is Mario Friday. I don't know if you know. My name is Mario Friday, and today I'm your host of the. Then I'll be taking you all on an interesting topic that concerns students and student life here in Northern Cyprus. But before we continue, I also want to introduce my beautiful and handsome guests today. But then I'll start with the ladies first. They say ladies first. So, on my left.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Sam Abdulazim. I'm a board member at Voice Cyprus. Voice is an acronym that stands for Voices of International Students. It's a student-led organization based in the northern part of Cyprus.
Okay. And I'll start by my very right hand man.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Ifan Iweke. I'm the former Vice President of the National Association of Nigerian Students.
So my right side also, please can we know your name?
Hello everyone, my name is Paul Omike and I'm the president NSCCSU.
All right, thank you
I'm
very
happy
much.
to be here.
Thank
All
you very
right.
much.
You're welcome.
Back to you. Are you like to introduce yourself again?
Okay.
Sorry about that. My name is Ifan Iweke. I'm the former Vice President of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Turkey Zone, and I'm very happy to be on set with you guys today.
Okay, now before we continue,
Yeah, I would like to introduce you guys to the topic we are treating today. We are treating standard of living and education in North Cyprus and the culture shocks in North Cyprus. So, Maro, before we go, you know the game we usually play to tease them. So I want you to take them on my game. Like, let's go.
All right. So briefly, I will take us on a brief game, a little something to tease our brain. So don't be afraid. Calm down. It's a little game. So first of all, I'll start with my lady. For my lady, your question is: you got married, and then your parents-in-law becomes your second favorite. Who are your parents-in-law?
Come again?
You got married, and then your parents-in-law becomes your second favorite. Who are your parents-in-laws?
Ew, am I married to my cousin? Ew.
All right, your question. Back to you. You got married.
Sorry, my cousins.
Is this
I
the
love you.
question?
Yes. You got married, and then you are ready from it.
I'm not answering it, right?
All right, you got married, and then your parents-in-law becomes your second favorite. Who are your parents-in-laws?
I got married.
Yes.
And
My
your parents in law.
In-laws become
My parents-in-law.
yes.
My parents-in-law.
Yes.
Because my
In-laws. Yes.
that's my maternal home, right?
I don't know. Because becomes the second favorite. Who are your parents?
No, to answer this question is a riddle.
Yes.
Mm.
First, my parents-in-law,
Mhm.
not my in-law.
Your parents.
So not my in-law.
Your parents.
No, this is where the answer starts.
Okay.
You know? First of all, you're not talking about my in-law, you're talking about my parents-in-law, which maybe is
Answer the question. You're asking me.
Your
Can't help you.
Your time is going. Your time is going.
how many seconds do I have?
You have just 5 seconds now.
5 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. You're asking who my parents
It's not in your house.
Yes, what I did to you.
Okay. My parents-in-law, they're my siblings.
Your parents in laws are your siblings. Alright, Mr. Fine.
Actually, I want to skip the question.
Mr. Fine.
Yeah.
So the question goes back to you. You got married, and then your parents in laws, yes, your parents in laws becomes your favorite. Who are your parents in laws?
I could be very wrong,
Okay.
but because I want to make the answer very short. I think my parents-in-law are my wife's parents.
Who are they to you? That's the question. Who are your parents in laws?
My in-laws.
Oops.
Does this have an answer?
So should I say the answer?
Alright.
Yes,
You say
please.
the answer.
Alright, this is the thing.
Your
The question is-
parents-in-laws.
You got married, and then your parents in laws, your parents, not just one
They are
person. Your
literally
parents is
sitting
your
down.
mom and your dad.
Your dad.
They are in-laws. Your dad's in-law are your grandparents. Your mom's in-laws are
I'll say
grandparents. So the answer is they are grandparents.
That's what I was trying to drive at.
But you feel
No, because say my parents in-law, I know first of all I'm out of
Okay.
it. I'm out of the picture. So
Okay.
it is either those.
But did you answer? Did you give an answer to it?
I felt said matter. I didn't feel.
But you are not sure it's a game. To tease your brain.
I was getting there, but you did not give me the
Yeah,
time I needed.
you need to-
I was going to analyze it down there.
Analyze it.
Yeah.
Alright. So
I have 5 seconds.
Alright.
no,
Let's-
you actually had the most time out of everybody.
Everybody, honestly. Let's get down to the business of the day.
Okay.
Mara, I think you should start with them.
Another.
No, it's not easy.
No. You're back to the game fully now.
Yeah.
The game of the day.
So like we're talking about the standard of living on the island, which we all know is expensive. We won't lie to ourselves. We know it's very, very choked up to students because basically 90% or let me say 95% of persons coming to this island, they're coming to school. They're coming because of educational purposes and the rest of them. But then we know that the standard of living already is too high for students. Let's talk about house rents, talk about other stuff. We coming as students from different countries to this island and then we think okay we can do it and at the end of the day we are seeing that it's killing us and that is what is leading to depression. If you notice there was a time a lot of students were like committing suicide, killing themselves and the rest of them. A lot of persons are depressed every day because of standard of living and how the country is already. So as one of the excos vice president and also one of the president to sorry
Some of the organization
Organization.
you are in present with a lot of them.
Yes. So I want to like know your contributions to what we have said so far about standard of living of students and how you think we can actually improve or make a better change to affect also the student and everybody on the island from the African country, not just African country, but to international students.
So
Yeah, it's a lot to digest.
Thank you very much for that question. And I will start the answer of the question from your question. Fine. You already said it that we are here for a reason, which is education. Yeah. And that is like that's a prelude to the answer I'm going to give.
Okay.
First, literally every foreigner on this island are here on academic tourism.
Yes.
And as students, there is a standard of living that we should not exceed. And it is quite evident that we keep exceeding that standard of living, which is beyond our means as students. For instance, recently there's been a hike of rents,
Yes.
like house rents and
Food,
food stuff
yeah.
in the markets.
Fuel,
So-
everything.
And these things are beyond the
Budget of
the
students.
budget of average students,
At least 90%
to
of the
which we
students,
all belong to or mostly belong to. What I'm going to say, I'm going to give a highlight to what I think is the cause and how which parties have contributed to this,
Okay.
and maybe then how
We can
can
tackle
help
it.
manage the situation.
Okay.
First, the cause. Because from what I think and I've heard from several persons, the cause is two ways.
The cost.
The cost of this
Yeah, it's
The cost, not the cost.
the cause what has led it is two ways. First is from we as students, the impression we have made of ourselves as students.
Okay.
Some of us as students have made an impression that we are rich, we can afford whatever comes our way. And the percentage of those that have made this impression among us, we know should be about 10% or less. But before the locals, which are the second part of the courses,
Yeah.
in the side of the locals, they don't know who is who. We already been classified as this kind of people.
Mhm.
So the locals, which is the second cause,
Yeah.
they see us like, okay, we can afford whatever
They give to
they
us.
give
They
to
give
us
to us, yeah.
in terms of rent, most especially. We can afford whatever they give to us, which
Mm.
which they don't place the same standard for
Their citizens.
for most locals. Yeah. So they feel like, okay, these people, they have some money to spend.
So let's
Let-
milk them.
Yeah, let's not necessarily make, but let's give them what we feel they can afford.
Yeah.
And if they afford it, we know they can afford it. And
Okay,
even
I feel like you are
and
being
even
very diplomatical because
increase
for
more.
me saying let's milk them, bro, I can put it to you now that especially agents, students agents are the most wicked set of people to cut across in this island. I say it with no apology. I know there might be very, very few of them that are actually good, right? But I feel like 90% of them
Are the cause of this problem.
Don't get me started.
No, of course I want you to get started. The reason I want you to get started, what's the full meaning of that your organization again? VOIS. I see you people on Instagram and stuff.
Voices of International Students.
I think I've seen you guys on Instagram and stuff. I see what they do. And as well as I think the group are still trying to build and do something. What's the full meaning of that? If you
Voices of International Students. It's a student-led organization that was formed in 2018 after
Okay.
the murder of a Nigerian student. His
Okay.
name was Kennedy.
Okay.
And back to the agents thing because it really pisses me off.
Yeah,
Now,
because is it that
No, no,
me
later,
say
later, man. Later.
okay?
The agents thing because we have contributed to, I think, two documentaries that
Sorry, I want to know what actually pisses you off. That part you said because it pisses you. Is it the fact that I said
These agent people contribute to like 90% of the problem.
Yes,
Okay.
it's true.
Is it true or I'm lying?
It's true. No, no, no,
Okay,
it's
okay.
true. The problem is, there's a lot of exploitation. Yeah,
Exactly.
when nobody actually understands like what is happening in Cyprus, and if you go on Google to Google Cyprus, you're not gonna get anything about the terms.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Now, when you're getting someone from, say, an African country,
Mhm.
they have been living there their entire life. They only know what you tell them as an
Yeah,
agent.
exactly.
And their families, they're not gonna ask beyond, okay, how much is this? How much is this university? Okay, let me provide them with this. That's if they're lucky enough to, have support like that.
Mm-hmm.
But most are actually being misled. Most are actually being misled about the nature of Cyprus, the nature of. It's very common for them to go like, oh, you can get a job and you can live there and you can have access to Europe and this and that, and people come building all of their hopes
on that.
For them to actually arrive here and realize that the situation is completely different. I came here knowing fully what is Cyprus,
Okay.
and I consider myself
You like him
privileged in
already,
that.
yeah?
Yeah. I consider myself privileged in that sense.
Yeah.
My brother was the person who was misled, but he did not mislead me. He actually explained to me, well, this is the situation. This is the life that is available for you. This is a student life.
Okay.
The only thing that you actually should aspire to is getting your degree and leaving.
Leaving.
So, all right. So, sorry to say, how long have you been on the island?
2 years.
2 years. And you're from
Egypt.
Egypt. All right. Thank you very much. So, Ms. Stefani, back to you. So, what is the contribution on the matter on the ground right now?
So I think, picking up from where Paul was speaking,
Okay.
he made mention of
the perception that some of the African students, especially Nigerian students, have given
Yeah.
to the locals that somehow we're very rich and we can afford anything. I think generally things have actually, the standard of living anywhere in the world has gone up.
Exactly.
That's true.
And it has been going up. My opinion is that Cyprus does not have what other countries have. Right? If something is going up, it means that you have a means to meet up that. Right? So we are students, and if you charge us £300 and we're not working, there is no school system that allows you as an undergraduate student to work. You cannot meet up that. Right? And as standard of living keep increasing in other parts of the world, as standard of living is increasing, you still have the opportunity to go and work, make that money, and pay, right? But in Cyprus, we don't have that. We don't have the opportunity to work.
Can I say something from
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Cyprus is still more affordable than most other, European countries.
In what sense, please?
in the sense that private universities in Cyprus are actually less than any private university.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yes, that is true. But would you prefer, for instance, I'm going to create two
Yes.
scenarios. Would you prefer to pay $3,000 as a student not working in Cyprus, or to pay $10,000 as a student working in the US?
This is such a
Well, you
nice
can
argument,
never-
actually,
you can-
because you cannot guarantee work
Yeah.
elsewhere. In other countries, you cannot guarantee that you're gonna find a job.
You can.
All right. See, this is where
It's
this is where I feel this is something I feel because me in person, what I've done, before I started even doing this program, I've been able to like get what they call questionnaire, trying to like figure out things and stuff so that you know where people need to hear more. So I tend to engage some of these agents. They're like, Nigerian boys, they show off, they this, they did that. Those boys, if I want to put it in hierarchy, those boys are like third party to the landlord because you people have you the agent have direct access to these landlords, these companies, these parastatals or whatever they call it around here. Do you understand? Because okay, the one they started doing recently is before now, getting a villa. Maybe you want to have a private party, you want to go and relax, stuff like that, especially during summer like this. Getting a private villa is one touch, you got it, you got it. But now, most of the time, you call their phones, they look at it, they don't know your number, they won't pick it. Do you know why? Some of these wicked people, like I tag them, that are agents, have gone, tell this landlord, we can actually bring you clients that will be paying this amount of money. If any other person contacts you, not through us, don't pick.
This is the truth. So now, are you telling me that this one is caused by, we all know that the economy of the world since after COVID it's been somehow very high, but now we are killing ourselves by ourselves. And I see a situation where a lot of students come to your page to complain. Some of those pages I follow them, I just kind of observe one or two. I see a situation where a lot of people come to this blog Olomo Info Cyber 247 begging for hamper helps or here and there. Do you understand? That agent did, as a matter of fact, I actually almost fought one that he took a boy's what are they calling deposit. Where does agent leave commissioner also take somebody's deposit?
Sometime this year, around April period, I had an interview, just something like this, with France 24. Then,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you remember?
Yes.
Voice 2, yeah. So we discussed these agency issues, and the falsifications and everything that surrounds it.
The reason I am saying I am rounding this particular topic here is the essence of this program. I also did this program I've been doing like about mental health also, and that's like he said. What inspired that one was I know someone that we played football together. I think I played game with him somewhere in the Russia engineer one time. He committed suicide. What is happening? A guy man woke up one morning, jumped, and that is the end of it. Now, coming to think about it,
The country is already stressed too much. What is your organization? Because if you want to tackle a problem, I'm not the kind of person that believes you want to tackle it, but you should go to the stem, go to the root. I think when you when you start from the root, it's easier. It might be hard from the get-go, but it gets easier because you are uprooting that problem from the root. If you call the stem, it grows back. So what is your VOS voice organization doing?
you as you've been a member of different organizations on the island that deals with international students. What is your organization also doing? And Mr. Fine, what did you do when you were vice president? Not me. Do you understand? I see students every day they complain. Okay, the one that is trending now, most landlords always complain that students destroy one or two things in their house. But you and I knows that 90% of this landlord will never return his student deposit. What are you guys doing about all of these things?
Okay, I would start with why I belong to certain organizations.
Okay.
At first, I am still the president of the Nigerian Students Union.
Oh,
CSU.
okay.
Why we decided to join like Voice, like many foundations, like
Mhm.
even NAS, was to enhance the quality of life of our students and
Mm.
to also spread out wider to work with other organizations that are already doing this to, assist students all the more.
Mhm.
All right. So as NSCCSU, which is my primary organization,
Okay.
we have partnered with other institutions like the NANS, like the Voice, like Medi Foundation, like I mentioned earlier, to that are already working, as humanitarians to foster the standard of living of students,
Okay.
and we have been able to resolve. We always intervene. We've always intervened in student issues like rent, like even some arrests and some other issues, hospital issues, and so on and so on.
Because this this
So
this
we have.
program this program might go further. Our life is on platforms on this island that I will open a floor where I will say if they watch things you say or he say and you say your organization are doing and they are not doing it, they are free to come and attack them. Oh,
You
do
can
you understand? Because
you can check out our Instagram handle.
bro, I feel for
You
people.
would see some.
I feel for people like me. I am opportunity to still eat.
Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul.
But
Now I want to ask: is there a law or is there anything like set aside to checkmate like the like agents, because there are everybody right now is actually an house agent.
I'm
You wake
telling
up
you.
in the
A
morning,
student agent,
you wake up
university agent.
you wake up in the morning and I'll be house agent. Call me.
Your organization.
Is there anything to checkmate that? Okay, this person you are like licensed to be an agent.
Yeah.
Or, like even bringing students, you are licensed to bring students or something, because a lot of persons wake up in the morning and then
Wonderful question. Because then you people work with school. At least not every other person can just call somebody. I will do paper for you. All of those. You guys work with school.
Now we this was part of the past administration of NAS, right? And I worked closely with the former president. There was this initiative that was coming up as at last year
All right.
to organize house agents and school agents. At least we start from Nigeria,
Okay.
so that we know them and know those that are bringing in students from Nigeria and those that are renting houses to Nigerians here.
Okay.
As NANS, we know them. We know how to reach out to them. We know how to moderate their excesses. But that project is still on the pipeline, and we still are reaching out to those personally as in the NSCCSU, those that we know that rent houses to our people, to our students when they
Mhm.
have issues
Mhm.
and call back to us. We try to reach out to those agents.
Right, I want to say something very
you go
controversial,
ahead.
right?
Yeah.
I want to say something very controversial.
Okay.
And it's been a thought of mine, and I've really never said it out anywhere. But I think I've been here a while, okay? I did my undergraduate here, very long time.
You're
I
an
did
OG.
what
He's an OG.
I did my undergraduate here, and I
Okay.
just finished my master's.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, and there's something that I've noticed. I've discovered that we very much judge our people more strictly. Okay? There are white people that are agents. Right? They are agent of houses who have dealt with them. You dare not ever call them whenever anything goes wrong in the house, but you can call a black person who is an agent whenever something is happening in the house. We can call it, oh, the house you gave me. But if a white person does rent that house to somebody, you deal with the landlord. You don't even know the person, he's collected his money and he's left. There's so many people, there's so many people, white people that do, that do school agency as well. So I feel like I know that there are a lot of bad agents. I'm very aware of the issue, right? But at the same time, I have this feeling, and I know this for a fact that we 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 almost are trying to crush down every agent who is a black person. Okay?
Is it possible?
I feel like
Is it possible to do that?
Of
To like
course,
to
it is possible to do that.
It is not.
It's possible to do that if you keep on bringing it to the limelight, in which we're doing right now. Okay, I feel that they are, like I said, I'm not trying to negate the problems.
Yes.
There are problems that these agents are bringing,
Yeah.
and we are facing them. Right. At the same time, we have to find solutions, not rather point to the agents. Oh, this agent must be bad. He must be doing this. He must be doing that. What we have done in Nantes when I was still in Nantes, right? We have tried to work with Nearis to find out who are your agents who are Nigerians, right? We have in occasions, if any girl or something, oh, maybe she came in here and she's into something that is not appropriate, we find out who the agent is.
No, call it as it is,
Right?
prostitution. It's
Maybe
sex
they're-
trafficking.
Yeah, maybe somebody's here. There's a house very close around here.
Alright.
One time, there's a girl who was brought, I think she was 16 years old or so.
Oh my
right?
God.
And she was beefing up, thrown in the bathroom, stayed there for a while. We called police for the woman. We found where the woman is, right? She was staying, I think, in Buzelet or so. So we tried to find out, okay, something happened. We say, oh, who brought you? We know who brought you. We have lawyers that are human rights lawyers, and we have the schools to say, oh, this person is doing so and so person. And so we report those people. But now you have to understand that all these organizations are representative. They don't have a lot of manpower. They don't have a lot of resources attached to them, right? So we are working in collaboration with police. We're working in collaboration with immigration. And sometimes you are left at the mercies of these people because you report a case like, oh, okay, there's something going on here. They don't do anything about it. What do? You go out on the street and you start, taking the laws into your hand.
Because that is where my next question was supposed to come
Grounds
from.
for
When I
deprecation.
wanted to talk about all of these organizations that you people are joining, like these organizations are supposed to be a organization. Some of them are non-governmental organizations, whereas some has to be, especially like NAS. Nigerian government need to know that you exist,
Yes.
right? So for Nigerian government to know that you exist, that shows that Cyprus government also needs to know that you exist. This organization NAS exists. Do you understand? If we're talking about Nigerian government, the federal level, there's no way we're talking about federal level internationally without involving the other locals, government. Do you understand? So now,
Wait till be that thing, or what is that thing you people are doing in collaboration with Cyprus government? Okay, oh, Cyprus government, okay, we'll give you people liberty to do this, and is this person the fault? You understand? We can actually give the police full authority to work with you guys to do like this or like that. Is Cyprus government being supportive? Like, how do you people bring all these problems or for them to kind of help? Because you cannot do it alone, just like you said, right?
so you still need the support of the government to do it. How do you guys go about it?
Can I say something?
Alright.
There are people who benefit from the status quo.
Okay.
From
The status quo, yeah.
Okay.
There are people who benefit from everything that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the issues that you're claiming we're not doing anything about are actually systemic issues, which
Okay.
needs our end to push the agenda
Yeah.
and whomever is the duty bearer to receive the agenda.
Okay.
Now there is a disconnect from whatever end
Yeah.
regarding pushing for people to understand their rights, pushing for regulation of agents,
Okay.
pushing for this, pushing for that. It needs to be a mutual effort. So you cannot put me or them or him on the stand and telling us what are you doing about it, because we're trying to do something about it. But if nothing is happening about it, that's a different conversation.
Okay.
Alright.
So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to
Look, I will give you an example of what she's saying. Look, there are situations, I'm not going to name the ministries. Right?
Okay.
There are situations where we're called and we talk about problems of students with some of the ministries here in Cyprus. And most of the time it's just a photo. We come and talk about the problems and they take a picture of us and then they post it online
And
and
that
they
is it.
write a different topic.
Oh.
Right? They say, oh no, we are working hand in hand to try to. But we spoke about, oh, okay, our students are having problems. The Turkish Airlines,
stuff and
the
everything.
ticket is too high. We talk about the issues that students are going through. We talk about the housing, how much it
Season of
costs.
goods.
We do all of these things.
Yeah.
We do all of this talk. I don't want to call the ministries, okay? But sometimes they just
Even
at
if
the
you
end of the day,
don't call it, we know the ministry.
right? There are many of them. They are not just one place. At the end of the day, they take a picture, they put us online.
Because
they say
that brings me to, because say they say something that
no. I'm just saying that to the point.
Yeah,
she made,
what
right?
she said
because
is right.
there is to what extent you can.
We are limited
you can
to what
you can
extent.
do
this
something.
this brings me to, like, if there's something he said that it's not like I'm trying to correct anything, but also that brings me to another question I wanted to ask. Have you guys ever really posted something about NAS and then you went online on social media and you see how people blast? And these people that blast, I get to just check some of them. Bro, the truth about life is, if it's 50-50, I can understand that people can say a lot of hateful things online. But when it's like 70 to 80% of people criticizing this man, these people don't exist, they do nothing, blah blah. I saw it especially during
Is it during the lockdown period or something? So now I want to know, especially NAS, Because the reason, sorry about that, the reason I'm not using more of voice is because I don't know. Voice looks like collaborative, maybe from different country, international
Yes,
students
yes,
and stuff like. But NAS own, I think I'm more of aware of them because is government something. Is there a way you people report things like you just said that we try to raise an issue and then you come online, see some another kind of topic on the blogs, and you people know from the source where this is coming from, right? It's not a good image for NAS Cyprus base.
So how are you people reporting to maybe federal government, maybe government in Nigeria, their media to actually say that debunk this thing and say no, this thing is not what is happening. This is the report we give, and this is the report these people went online to put that. If you understand where I'm going.
Okay. So, for example, we have a very good relationship with the Nigerian embassy in Ankara.
Okay.
Right? And
Okay.
we have their numbers, we have their emails, we talk to those people regularly. They know all the problems that are coming, that are people are passing through here.
Okay.
Most of the time, even the minister counselor, the person directly under the ambassador comes to Cyprus to discuss these issues with many ministries, right? I remember one time, right, somebody saw my face on a newspaper, and they were threatening my life up and down because we went there for an agenda, we discussed our agenda, they posted a different thing, right?
And you wanted to defend
And
what you
people
went for.
already online was like, oh, okay, I know this guy. The day I'll see you, this will happen. This will happen. But that's
Yes, yes, it
it's
happens.
still online, right?
It
But
happens.
what we went there to talk about
It's
was
experience.
totally
A different thing.
a different thing. We went there to represent students,
Yeah.
but we discovered that, oh, okay, maybe the government is not trying to. They're just trying to maybe, there's something else going on.
Someone
that
is
we're
trying
not
to
very aware
sabotage
of.
something
You
somewhere.
understand,
Yeah.
right? There's something else that is beneficial to somebody else or to some organization somewhere that we're not very much aware of, or we don't know, or we cannot really go into.
So they are kind of frustrating all the efforts.
So for us, we thought with the embassy,
Yeah.
we have good relations in Nigeria, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We talk to them about these issues that are going on, right? But I'm still going to go back to my controversial statement in the sense that because personally I feel that I've poured a lot into this organization, right? My resources, everything, time,
Yes.
whatever, into this organization. And when I see people say like, oh, you people are not doing anything, like from what I understand, I know you don't expect people to appreciate what you have done. Like I don't expect that from anybody. At the same time, I just challenge them to look, hey, try to lead somebody and see, or try to do something that is not yourself.
But
and
for
see
you,
what it
for
is.
you doing it, is there any? Would you look like, because we all know how you might lie to people, deny all you want, but wouldn't you feel like if I'm doing something, like I'm getting a positive feedback, like this that I'm doing, if I put it out, the ones that do well, I know how I monitor my page and all that. The ones that are not doing well, I know, right?
Would you look like effort, like you said that you poured in a lot of energy, time, and all of that resources into trying to make this organization at least so that you contribute your own quota? Would you by yourself say that okay, I've made a little progress, or the suffering of certain group of people, we don't take like 1, 2, 3 steps, or we
Yeah.
are still there, just stagnant?
Look, for us, we know that one of the most effective way in which we can get things changed is by the universities. Right? We have understood this a long time that if the universities will stand up and say to the government, this is what our students are going through, you have to change it, the government will change it. And so most of our concentration has been in let's build stronger relationships
With the
the university.
school,
And I believe
okay.
we have. Even this current administration of NANS is enjoying the same relationship that
Okay.
NANS has built over the years with the university to ensure that. And a lot of students' life have changed. Most of these things are not even posted online. There's one time that I can't say how much we spent on trying to provide food, right? Not one of it was posted.
I think I saw that,
Right?
some of those ones
No.
during COVID.
It wasn't even
social
posted. Apart from this year,
I know about that.
right?
It's
And
an
it was
activity.
last year, right?
Was it last year?
It's last year we did that one, right?
Last year or early this year. I think I saw something.
It was last year,
Mm.
right? That for example was not posted. The result of it, like who we gave food to, none of those things are posted. But we know that to some extent there's so many things that we've been able to do. People might not see it because of the nature of the island, because of the way things are. It might not be as a big step as they would expect. But it's a progress. There is something meaningful that is happening, especially with the universities.
All right.
And also, just as
To chip in something.
into what he said.
Okay.
Also, we should understand that most of these organizations are self-funded. that is funded by members, not by any external body. Yeah, and so sometimes we could be limited in funds, but I can tell you for sure that we go out looking out for Nigerians, in our different universities and even outside of our university. We go out looking for Nigerians. Some we clear their hospital bills. Some we
Is NANS self-funded too?
yes,
Really?
yes,
NANS?
yes.
You don't receive anything from the government?
No.
So
How come?
Government know you guys exist, but it's self-funded.
Yes.
Serious.
so I was saying we go out looking for Nigerians.
Sorry to say, is it that the government is not responsible for
The
NAS?
government is not responsible to provide
For
resources.
Anything. For NAS?
Yeah.
Only-
You know, I
only-
do not mean like maybe government have to provide everything for NAS, but
Countries?
most times like embassy, I think they used to have budget for this. Like
No.
maybe okay,
Yes,
this
but
year.
That is not in the budget.
There is no budget.
There is no way.
The government of Nigeria knows that NANS TRNC exists. Sorry, NANS Turkeys don't exist.
Okay.
Right? It knows that it's functioning. It knows the presidency. We have letters that authorize us to work in Cyprus and Turkey from the president, right? From the president's office. We have all of those things. We have authorization from the embassy and everything. But in terms of resources, there is nothing that comes from the government.
Wow.
And that leads me to, are you done with your?
So I was saying,
Yeah.
aside the food, the feeding stuff, we also pay rent, hospital bills. We have paid for students' flights.
Legal aid.
What?
Legal aid.
Legal aid, yeah, we have offered
Okay,
legal aid.
Okay.
We have, I mean, even some students that have rent issues, we have assisted with rent. Those that
But these are the kind
I
of
know.
things that you don't
But
you don't
these
have to
You
talk
can't
about.
publicize.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
can't
thing.
publicize.
We
them.
handle a
You
lot
can't-
of individual
they are
cases.
not there in the public.
Yeah, you cannot publicize them because
The
whether
only
you
thing,
try
the only
to
thing we can
post-
publicize is representing. For
Alright.
example, let's say we go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah.
You know, we can post that. We
We
say,
can
oh,
post
we
that.
went there to represent it.
But
we have a
we
meeting.
gathered this money
Like,
because this
okay.
person
Yeah.
cannot feed
Okay,
themselves
hold
this
on.
morning.
Wait. Okay, I get these things, but let's go on a break, and if we get back, we will continue because I really want to ask you some question about Egypt actually.
Ah,
It's all right.
All right, welcome back. And I want to ask you a question actually. Yeah. The question is, does Egypt students here have just like Nigeria and NATS, they have association that communicate with
Government, the embassy and stuff. Do you have something like that?
there is an Egyptian Student Association that I'm
Okay.
aware of. I don't know how operative it is.
Okay.
I'm not very much into the scene of student societies because
Okay.
I'm more focused on voice. Because voice is not like nationality based; it's
Okay,
international.
International.
So you have everybody from different countries. We have active, like 90 active members, and they all come from different regions of the world. So I'm not exactly very keen on keeping up with what's happening with the Egyptian societies per se, but I'm trying to keep an open mind in including everybody.
Yeah, all right. So, but do you have any information about how they are funded? Is it like self-funded or Egyptian government
I
funded?
think if they receive funds, I think it's funded by the members themselves. It's self-funded.
Probably I would like to bring the president of that association, Egyptian Students Association,
I
to my
actually
podcast.
have no
actually.
idea who is the president.
Me, I know if I do my findings, I will find them.
And invite me because I have questions.
Okay. Yeah,
Alright,
I'm trying to do that.
Let me just go back to the gentleman in the house again. I have a question that has been like bothering me from the previous things we said about the house agent stuff and the rest of it. Now, if you are trying to like cut down the SSS stuff, let me just say cutting down some of the agents. Now we all understand that this island there's no work. We all understand. There's no like source of livelihood. Everybody just like want to do something to survive. So we try to like cut down on some agents. We know that okay, now here they see money job, and there's nothing we are giving to them. Wait, no, sorry, there's nothing we are giving to them. Then we're actually fighting to like make sure everybody's okay, and then the little we are providing for, like the association is providing for some persons, then some persons are trying to like do okay for themselves, and then we're going to like cut them down. are you also going to be providing for those people? Because I think it's better, instead of cutting them out, it's better like we talk to all of them. Let's reduce the way we charge a lot of things. I think it would be better instead of like cutting a lot of persons out, because if you cut them out, there's no job for them. They are
Me,
still
me,
sending
me
them
for
back.
instance, that I'm speaking from the experience I've had. I will tell you, it's not something you say on camera, but I know a lot of people that have been opportune to speak with. Based on this, I know how frustrating it can be. Me, I'm just one person. Sometimes I'll be like, Baba, I don't get money, but I cook, control. Do you understand? But you see how these things are. So now, I want to understand, if, for instance, there is this thing I feel like is also happening about this agency thing. It looks like sometimes Nigerians are the target. I had a situation whereby I went to my guy, I won't mention the apartment, his apartment. 1, 2, 3 people on this floor, like let's say this door 1, door 2, door 3 on the same floor. A Nigerian lives in door 1, another African, not Nigerian, not even white, African lives in door 2, another African lives in door 3. Now Nigeria, all of them are the same 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, but Nigerian person pays more. The others pays less. But I'd be like, no, maybe it's not the same landlord. The guy told me in confidence that he's the same landlord. That in this building, as far as he's concerned, the Nigerians that lives in this building pay more.
I think
So
the
you dealing with the agency thing, do you notice something like that?
I do believe Nigerians specifically
Are the target,
yes.
right? Do you also believe that Nigerians are the target as
some
blacks?
landlords,
Because
they specify that they don't want to rent to Nigerians, but any other African country, that's fine, you're welcome, but not Nigerians.
I
So
believe
is
they
it-
are the target in
Sorry,
this
sorry,
way.
sorry to cut you short.
Okay.
Is it also still falling down to the agents? Are you trying to say the agents are the cause of this particular problem?
Look,
Let's define it.
my perspective about the agents, right?
Yes.
Like I said, they cause a lot of problems. There are good ones and there are bad ones. Okay.
you are saying it to be fair.
No.
I want you to say there are good ones, but there are more bad ones.
Okay. There are good ones, right? And there are not that are bad ones.
Yes.
In terms of you're lying to students,
Yes.
you're telling them, giving them fake promises
Yes.
that they will never come to fruition, right? But we have to look at it in this, talking about the house.
No, I don't want to ask a question. Are we addressing all agents or house agents or school agents?
All of them.
Because there are like
They play
different
The
problems.
difference
for-
is probably
They
they,
play different roles.
for example,
And
let's
they
say,
create the
some
same
persons-
problem.
okay, let's talk
Some
about
persons are sorry to
let's-
cut you
let's-
short.
about
No,
the
Mr. Fine, sorry.
the
Mr.
school
Fine, sorry.
agent
Mr.
creates
Fine,
no
Mr.
problem.
Fine, sorry to cut you short.
That's true, yes.
There are persons doing student agency and also doing house agency. One person doing the both.
Yeah.
So now you cannot like say you want to address him doing house agent and then leaving him doing
But it's
student
different.
agency.
The
It's
implications
different.
are different.
The implications are different.
The implication sometimes to me, I feel like
One is
One-
basic, one
One
is secondary.
is
Okay.
there is to what extent you can lie to somebody. Okay, for example, I'm a realtor, right? I'm a house agent, right? I'm
Oh,
registered.
is that why you are being very defensive?
No, I'm not. Look,
Oh.
I'm registered. I'm registered.
Are you?
with-
Okay.
Yeah, I'm registered with a company. Okay.
Okay.
Put them on the stand.
Look, I work in DNA. I'm registered with the company, and all of that.
Alright.
You get. There is to what extent you can. You say as an house agent, you can lie to somebody, right? There is a house. This is the amount. There, you get the house. You get the person in the house. They pay your commission. You pay your company, and you take your part. That's the way it works, right? And there's some agents that might intentionally increase the rent, right? If depending on their assets.
The agent for the landlord.
The agent.
Bro, the agent.
Increasing rent.
You don't get. They talk to this landlord.
It's not even talking about
Oh.
talking to the
I
landlord.
don't know what's going
It
on.
depends on your assets. It depends on how you are able to, depending on the assets. That's what I mean.
Okay, to the
Like, for
landlord.
example, let's say you manage this entire building.
Yes.
For example, landlord doesn't know anything
Okay.
that happens here. He just wants his money,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, they put you in charge of it. You rent it at whatever amount you want to rent it. If the landlord is only saying, I'm not saying this doesn't happen.
Everywhere.
Like this is not everywhere because very little people have access to manage.
Yeah.
Okay, but the basic thing is that there's a house. There is this. Most of the lies that comes from house agent is the place where they promise you something. Oh, your deposit is going to be brought back. Oh, this couch is going to be changed. Oh, this mattress is going to, and after 2 weeks, nothing changed. Right? So that plays of honesty in terms of the realistic things that can happen in the house. They don't tell you.
Yeah.
right? Or some people, some of the agents don't say, but I know a lot who say, do you understand? This cannot change. We cannot change this. We cannot change this. So this is where it is for the house agent. It's where you come to the school agency and bring in students. That's where there's very little, it needs a lot of cooperation.
Yeah, and there is something
It
you
needs a
said.
lot of cooperation.
There is something you
to
said
bring
earlier.
it. Yes.
Earlier, fine, and I really would like to pin on that because if I don't do that, I will not be happy with myself because it keeps ringing in my head. That thing you said about looks like people just want to talk agents down without, how did you even use the words? I won't quote you.
So this is what I said.
Okay.
I said that look, there's like I said, I've been here a while and I've experienced a lot of things, and I know that it seems like there is a target in terms of the agent is black, and I know there are a lot of black agents that do a lot of crazy things. Okay, I'm not shying away from the problem.
Okay.
But what I mean is that there are also white agents that do not care about you.
All right,
They just
I will
put
be
you in
brutally
They
honest
just
with
put
you.
you in a house,
All right.
collect their money. You can never call them.
I'll be brutally
Do you
honest
understand?
with you.
But
Right?
the fact that we have, you know, you know me. I know if I give you a house, you call me back
All right.
because we're from the same place.
Okay, let me be
Do you
brutally
understand?
honest with you here. I will brutally honest with you here in the sense. Do you know that when a white agent is dealing with a white person
as a client that he want to put in a house, I promise you something. Even if that white agent decides that he's too greedy, he wanted more from that business, I can tell you that when he gets more, he will also provide more service. Make sure that this very white client, I'm a white guy, this very white client I'm dealing with, I will make sure that he or she is okay. So he wouldn't have any reason to make reports and stuff. You understand what I'm trying to say. But have you ever seen black on black? When a black agent is dealing, listen, bro.
Look,
when a black agent
we
is
are on set,
reaping,
but
yes,
there are a lot of people that know me. Do you understand? They know what I do. Do you understand? They can talk about me. They can, you know.
the reason I'm telling you, I'm not even talking
What is
about
it?
you. Might be lucky to you might want to
90 or 90%.
Let me come
Look,
here. Let me come
there are
here.
people that
fine.
there are people.
I don't get what I'm saying.
Do you understand?
Have you ever seen black on black, like African on
Wait,
African?
Do you understand?
It hurts
Do you
to
really-
convince your people.
Do you understand? There are people that are very honest.
Okay.
They will do honest business, and there are people that are very dishonest. Like I've explained to you the way the lies can come. It can come in promises and they never fulfill it. And it could be that, look, there are some houses that the landlord will tell you as an agent, I'm going to change something.
Yeah.
And you tell the client he's going to change it, and he doesn't change it. And the tenant would only call you because you said so. But the landlord told you that he's going to change something. And he did not change
What
it.
you are saying is fine. I'm still trying to push this narrative to you. You are trying to push this narrative like someone is after these black agents, like because we have access to them. I'm trying to tell you that we need to call them out because their excesses is becoming too much. So I don't want you to stand here like it is okay if you're like my company I work with, this is my credibility, this is what I'm not talking about you. You might be lucky or you might be one of the good few ones you know, right?
I'm not even.
But I'm trying to tell you
I
that
have 2 points to
Look,
this.
I'm not going
I've
to
seen this
emphasize-
moment. I've seen these agents make somebody
Look,
cry
I'm
like
not going to
a full grown
emphasize-
man.
look,
They're
I'm
crying.
discussing this out.
I'm not going to emphasize like what my company does or anything. I'm just
Wow.
saying there is a realistic thing, and this is real. There is a realistic thing that people always, like you said, you made mention of something. If you want to deal with a problem, you go to the root. If you go to the stem,
It
you
grows
are
back.
the stem is the agent.
Now,
I can assure you that.
Yeah.
The stem.
So who is the root?
From what I understand, the
Okay.
root of it is the owners of the house. The root of it is the owners of the school.
I disagree. I beg
Why?
to
No.
The reason is listen. The
Agents
reason I
influence-
disagree.
agents
They influence
influence-
these landlords.
The landlords more.
Let me tell you.
I've been in this
Let me
town for
tell
a
you,
while.
Let me tell you, for example, a school now, for example, they know which of their students are not coming to school.
Yeah.
They know, they have a list. The police knows who doesn't go to school. They know, they have a list of how this person is going to school, whether they're active or not. They might not persecute the person, right? But they know who does and who does not. The school knows who brought them. Why is this person not going to school? And they can say to this agent, look, why is your student not going to school? This student has been in trouble. Who brought you? What are the promises that were made to you? You begin to fish them out. If, as an agent, you know that school is after you, looking at every student that you have brought, the kind of things you have said to them, a lot of the issues that we have will begin to reduce.
I
Because
think,
people
I think,
will not
I
do
think,
that.
I
Do
think.
you understand? Because one, look, there is a provision to be an agent in the schools. This is a legal thing. Do you understand?
Okay.
There is a provision to be an agent. What I'm saying is that I feel like one part is neglecting to what extent they can.
Don't get me
I
wrong.
think I have
They
lots
get
of
me
things
wrong.
to address
Mr.
right
Fine,
now.
Mr. Fine, I think the school is actually not like it's neglecting that legal action because they are benefiting from it. Because
You're
if the
paying
school,
money to freeze
yeah,
your
if the
semester. You're
school-
paying money for tuition fees. They're still paying money. They're still
Yes.
benefiting from you.
Yes,
Whether you
because-
attend or not is secondary.
because they are benefiting. But
That's what I'm
if
saying.
if the school stands up today and say, okay, we are checking everybody. If you're not coming to school, if you're not attending lectures, if you're this, you're registered and you're not a student coming to school, and they decide to take a legal action, I think most of those things will stop. But because they know that if those things should stop, those people that are losing, they will not be getting. They will not be getting the money
And that
from
will
them.
bring the school
this
to
is
like
where-
checkmate
this is
the
where
excesses of this
also
agent.
We need to
How
also
can an
point
agent?
a light to the school. I'm not saying that look, the agents are not there. I'm saying
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
these guys are doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? But at the same time, we have to look at other parties too that have influence to also bring about change.
This
Right.
this is where NAS comes in because us as ordinary students we can't go to
Not
the,
just NAS and voice also.
Yes.
All of
we,
those
we
organizations
as
needs
ordinary
to-
students we can't go to the school authorities, to the rector, and we are talking to them about what's
You
happening.
can.
You can't.
You can.
We can, but
You
they listen to the organization.
Listen,
No,
if
you
I
can't.
feel like listen,
Listen to
I
the
feel like
organization
if
more.
NAS, listen, I feel like if NAS, I think someone once told me that there were days, it's not now that Cyprus now looks like people are no longer serious with study and stuff like that. That period, whenever
There's an issue. Students organize themselves. They peacefully march to the rector's office and demand, this is what we want. This is what is going on. We don't enjoy it anymore. Try and make it fair or not. Listen, I feel
that's why
like
student representatives are important.
exactly
Because
because
if you leave
listen, your
organization can do it alone.
If you
You
leave-
people
if
can
you
always
leave
like,
emotion,
you people can
students-
always, even if it's once in a
students support
semester
if you leave
or once
emotion.
in the whole of section, and like, okay, we are doing a peaceful. I'm sure a lot of people will come
I
out.
want to say this.
When some
I want
people,
to, I want to say this.
Okay,
Just-
Mr. Bob.
you have to relax and listen.
okay,
Relax.
Yeah,
You'll be calculating what you want to
because,
say.
because,
Sis.
because what I want to say is very important.
okay,
Alright.
I'm listening.
And your question is still getting in my head. The part of your question that's still getting in my head.
Mm.
I said, you asked the question as to why agents? Why do agents deceive these people?
Yeah.
It is fact. Agents deceive people.
Exactly.
Right? And we will talk all about it. But to what extent? When are we going to stop talking about it and start doing something about it? One, what can we do about it? Education. We those that have influence in blogs and inside, just like your channel. Through your channel, you can start educating people that intend to travel. It is not wrong to tell them that this is what is obtainable in this country. For instance, all of us in this country, we are on tourism.
Okay.
For you maybe you're a medical student. What is the provision for you to work
Yes.
after studying medicine?
There's no provision.
There is no provision, absolutely.
Fine. Maybe she's studying engineering. What is the provision for you to? Yeah, she's always just studying law. Yeah. What is the provision for you to practice law in this country?
After graduation.
It's almost zero. So we are literally on tourism,
Yeah.
which means that when you come, you go.
No,
When
I
you
do
come,
have
you
a
get-
criticism about
Yeah,
that.
but when you
Wait,
come,
I'm
okay,
coming,
how
I'm
many years is your
coming.
course?
Wait,
Hold on,
wait,
how many years
wait,
is your course?
wait.
4 years, right?
Wait, I'm coming.
I think she'll
I'm
be
coming.
surviving for
I'm
that
coming.
4 years,
I'm
right?
coming. You understand what I'm saying? I don't say she relax.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
There is a problem that I want us to solve.
Alright.
And I'm saying one of the solutions to that problem is education. And I'm saying through channels like yours,
Okay.
you start educating people that first of all know that you are coming here
For school.
as a student. Not you're not coming here to
To work.
Yes, okay,
to
but
work.
what he said
You're
earlier,
not coming
we're
here
not
to
here to
task.
suffer. We're not supposed to come
I'm
come
coming.
here to suffer.
I'm coming. Like, if this information is out, first of all, because this is truth, this is
Okay.
fact.
Yeah.
We are not trying to make up a story
Yeah.
to people. This is fact. If these stories are out, first of all, somebody that wants to come here, he ask himself, I'm going there as student. What do I need as a student? I need to pay my school fee. I will sleep in the house. I need to pay my rent. I will eat. I need to